Welcome to Week 5, Transformative Learning. Crystal, Sarah, and myself are looking forward to engaging in some great discussions this week. Our learning objectives are for you to be able to understand the major theories of transformative learning by applying and evaluating these theories to a past learning experience through discussion. Take a moment to reflect on this photo. How does it make you feel? Does the little girl in this photo cause you to think about something in a different way? Do you think she is experiencing transformative learning in this moment? Transformative learning is learning that causes a noticeable shift in the perspective of an individual. In other words, they are transformed and changed by the learning experience. Storytelling, photography, art, dreams, drama, fiction, and film are all examples of non-traditional media formats that can be powerful facilitators of transformative learning for an individual. The classroom setting and the workplace are examples of more traditional settings where transformative learning can occur. The point here is transformative learning can occur anywhere. Let's now discuss the three major theories that help shape transformative learning, starting with the cognitive perspective that was made famous by the founding father of transformative learning, Jack Mezirow. In 1978, Mezirow developed a 10-step process to describe transformative learning in an individual. Those 10 steps include experiencing a disorienting dilemma, for example, the sudden loss of a family member or the loss of a job, followed by a self-examination with feelings of guilt or shame, a critical assessment of your previous assumptions, recognition that discontent and the process of transformation are shared, exploration of options for new roles, relationships, and actions, planning a course of action, acquisition of knowledge and skills for implementing your plan, trying out the new roles, building a competence and self-confidence in those new roles, and finally, reintegrating this new perspective into your life. Since the 1970s, Mezirow has since refined his theory and acknowledged that emotions, intuition, and relationships play a role in the transformative learning process, but they are considered secondary to his original cognitive beliefs. After Mezirow's cognitive perspective came theories by Charania, Dirks, and O'Sullivan that focused on the unconscious world of emotions, relationships, and culture. Charania drew upon spiritual literature when approaching transformative learning. She says there is a three-part process that begins when one's cultural or spiritual identity is challenged by an experience or contradiction between beliefs and contacts. Dirk saw transformative learning as emotional soul work. He understood the work of transformative learning as accessing the unconscious world and incorporating it into our conscious world, or our ego. Dirks also acknowledged that emotions are present in learning experiences and believes emotions can make the learning experience more powerful and transformative. O'Sullivan viewed transformative learning as planetary and ecological, that recognizes the interconnectedness among the universe, planet, natural environment, human community, and personal world. This viewpoint encourages holistic thinking that allows us to gain perspective on how the health of our environment and spiritual nature of human beings can lead to a transformation in learning. From a social perspective, the goal of transformative learning is to challenge and transform oppressive structures in society. According to Paulo Freire, people need to become aware of power and oppression in their own lives and work to change these structures. Freire's transformative process begins with the individual having dialogue with others regarding concerns about their daily lives. Out of these discussions comes an action plan on how to address the concerns and change the oppressive structures the individual is facing. Another social perspective is critical theory, which examines dominant ideologies with the goal of changing social inequities. According to Brookfield, critical theory encourages adults to challenge a dominant ideology while uncovering their power and contesting social dominance. This slide captures the main ideas previously shared. To recap, transformative learning can be broken down into three schools of thought. We first discussed the cognitive perspective pioneered by Mezirow. In this theory, Transformative learning is a cognitive, rational process of making meaning of one's experience involving content, process, and premise reflection. On the opposite end of the spectrum is the beyond rational theory, which focused on the emotional and the interpersonal aspects of life and learning. Finally, the social perspective is just as it sounds. It focuses on transformative learning as a mechanism for societal change. Pause the video and think about a time where you've experienced transformative learning in your own life. Does one of these theories resonate with your learning experience more than the others? One criticism to transformative learning is that it is difficult to measure and evaluate. After all, the learner is the only one who can evaluate whether or not they've actually had a transformative experience. In fact, in 2012, Michael Newman argued that educators should get rid of the term transformative learning altogether and instead just talk about good learning, because truly effective learning involves reassessment and growth. However, despite the challenges, others have sought to come up with innovative ways to evaluate and apply transformative learning. According to Cranton and Hogan, although educators cannot make transformative learning happen, what they can do is create an environment and conditions that foster a transformative learning experience. In 2017, Namaste found that students who were asked to reflect and write weekly blog posts during their study abroad semesters displayed greater transformation and intercultural competency in their final term papers than students who were not tasked with similar reflective assignments during their study abroad experience. In 2016, Groen and Kowalik sought out to create spaces for transformative learning to occur among university professors and found that intentional reflective dialogue among peers served as a catalyst for their own transformation. These studies show that creating spaces for reflection and dialogue are two key elements for fostering a transformative learning environment. As we conclude our presentation, take a few minutes to consider what you have learned based on our original learning objectives. Ask yourself, do I understand these theories? Can I apply and evaluate these theories in light of my own transformative learning experiences? Finally, to further enhance your understanding of transformative learning, please engage in our 2 discussion questions posted to Blackboard. This concludes our lesson on transformative learning. We thank you for engaging with us, and please post any questions you have on this material to our discussion board.